football player. I don't care what level of football that they played on, whether it was high school, whether it was college, whether they had the opportunity to play professionally. If you ask all of us, what is it that we miss about this game? You're going to get a lot of different answers. You're going to get quite a few different answers because all of us miss different things about this game. But I'm going to tell you, there's one probably consistent theme that you guys will hear from all of us. No matter what level we played on, you're going to hear one consistent thing that we all really miss about this game. And we miss our teammates. We miss our teammates. We miss the camaraderie. We miss the jokes that are told in the locker room. Am I right, Coach? We miss it. Because I'm going to tell y'all know there are no jokes like the ones that are in the locker room, right? Ain't no laughs like the ones that are in the locker room. There are none, right? We miss the bus rides to and from the game, right? We miss the connections. We miss the bond that was created amongst our team. And it's not to say that we don't miss the action on the field, because we miss the action on the field. We miss it. But here's something that we understand, guys. We understand that the connections, we understand that the bonds that were created amongst our teammates, they can never be duplicated. They'll never be repeated. They'll never be replaced. And so here's what makes those connections so special, is because those connections, it allowed us to create an ingredient that would help lead to some of the success that we'll have. Some of the success that you guys are having. And the reality is we all know it takes a whole lot of different ingredients to have success in anything as a team. Every team's going to be different. The ingredients are going to be different. But see, there's this one ingredient that's created between the connection and the bond that you guys will create that is so very necessary. And that ingredient is the desire to sacrifice for each other. You hear me? The desire. See, desire means I want to. Desire means no matter how I feel, I'm going to do it anyway. The desire to sacrifice for one another. The desire to sacrifice for the guy that's sitting next to you. For the guy that's sitting behind you. For the guy that's sitting in front of you. For all the coaches that are around here. The desire to sacrifice for one another. And I want y'all to understand what that word really means, because a lot of times we'll throw words around, but we don't really understand what they mean, right? So just real simple, sacrifice simply means I'm going to surrender something for the sake of something else. That's what it means. I'm going to surrender something. I'm going to surrender something for the sake of something else. And for you guys, it's the surrender of something for the sake of someone else. For the sake of my teammates. For the sake of my coaches. I'm going to be willing to surrender something. And here's why that's so special, man. It's so special because when you understand it, you understand there's a difference between playing this game, because this guy matters to me, because I care about this guy. There's a difference between playing for one another versus playing just because I want to win. Because here's what happens. Here's the reality of what happens. When we play just because we want to win, it creates and it opens the window for barriers. So when I'm playing just because I want to win, depending upon your position, depending upon if the players for you, depending upon if the players coming to you, depending upon how the score looks, depending upon how I feel, depending upon how my coach said what he said to me, it will dictate what I'm willing to give to my teammates. It'll dictate my effort. But see, when I make a decision that I'm going to play for everybody sitting in this room, there are no variables. There are no variables. Because what happens is my sacrifice, the part that I play in the play that the coach has called, my commitment to everybody in this room, it will require me to give everything I have every single time, no matter what. That's what it will require of me. That's what that sacrifice will look like. And so here's what y'all gotta ask yourself before y'all walk out of these doors today. Before you go back in that locker room and start joking, before you start preparing and putting on that equipment, before you plop your butt on a seat on the bus, and before you get off that bus, each and every one of you, you better look yourself in the face today, this moment, and ask yourself, does everybody in this room matter to me? Does the name across my jersey, does it matter to me? Because here's what I need you guys to understand. If you are playing just because you want to win, if you're playing just so that these coaches might have an opportunity to help you play on the next level so that you can get a scholarship, if you're playing for some personal reasons only, somewhere along the way, some point in this game tonight, you're going to allow yourself to take a play off. You're going to allow it. You're going to give yourself a reason. You're going to allow yourself in the moment when it gets tough, you're going to talk yourself into quitting. Because it ain't going to matter to you. But I'm here to tell y'all, if you make the decision, if y'all begin to make the decision that I'm playing for every single person in this room, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Adversity is going to strike at some point in the game. That's the way this game works. Something's going to go wrong. And no matter what happens, quitting won't be an option. No matter if coach calls a play for you to get the ball, if you're not getting the ball, you're going to block your tail off. Because it matters to you, if you play defense, all 11 of y'all run into the ball. Because every moment will matter. Every play will matter. Because everybody in this room will matter to you. And so here's my challenge and my charge to you guys. Today, in this moment, make the decision that I'm going to be willing to sacrifice. I'm going to be willing to surrender something for the sake of every single person that sits down in this room. Every person that's made a contribution to this team. I'm going to be willing to sacrifice. No matter what the score looks like, no matter how my coach may have made me feel, no matter what mistake my teammate may made, because I'm committed to everybody here, even in the worst of moments, even when things go bad. I'm going to be that guy that's going to say, hey man, let's go. Forget the mistakes, let's go. Make every play matter to you. Make every moment matter to you. And you better be sure before you leave these doors today that every single person in this room, they matter to you.